welcome to another episode of Tesla to Mars. We've been out of air for quite some time, but we're back again. Lots of topics to cover, but I think our friend Demian has a special way of opening. Please, Demian, enlighten us.
Well, special. It's a recent experience of, let's say, the Musk economy that we are all excited about, of course. So I think 2026 will be the year of the conversions of all the companies of Elon.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that the engineers of SpaceX and Tesla and XAI always work very close together. But now it also goes to that not only knowledge, but also shared services, shared experience and all that.
Yeah.
So everybody knows that XAI is acquired by SpaceX. And that already happened, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that happened. And then you, of course, think, okay, why is a space company acquiring an AI company? Big factor is, of course, data centers where we can get into. But I have two Starlink dishes at home. I live a little bit outside of the city, so I opted for Starlink. Starlink products.
Yeah.
So I have two dishes here at home. But last week there was a fallout of electricity here in my street, and then my Starlink dish broke. So I was scrolling to the FAQ, what can I do, reset the router and all that, and nothing seems to work. And then I entered the chat of the Starlink for customer support.
Yeah, the annoying chatbot you
The annoying
always
chat, normally
encounter.
Chatbot again. But I saw a very little sign that said powered by Grok.
Okay.
So chatbot customer support powered by Grok. So I said, well, let's give it a try.
Yeah.
I'm still a bit old-fashioned, apparently, because I was looking for a phone number for some guy that could help me, but there was no. So I started chatting, and I thought, well, let's ask the question as dumb as possible. Just, hello, Starlink. My Starlink doesn't seem to work anymore. What can I do? So then the Starlink responded, like, oh, that's very sad for you, sir. We're going to try to help you. I said, oh, well, we're on annoying chatbot level again, like the endless empathy loop.
Here we go again.
Yeah, here we go. But then it said, okay, we're going to troubleshoot, have a moment of patience. So they said, bam, troubleshoot. And then 5 seconds later was, thanks for your patience, sir. Like, I wasn't even waiting yet because I was still reading the old message. Then, bam, it started troubleshooting and said, indeed, it seems like your Starlink kit is broken. We cannot do anything about it. The only option that we have is that we send you a new one. So I said, okay. So I literally typed okay, and then bam, said new Starlink kit is already on its way. Here's your tracking number. We will send you another message when this is confirmed. So in literally 20 seconds, 30 seconds, I asked the question, and 30 seconds later already
It was resolved.
It was resolved, but the new dish was on my way. So the whole new kit, so not just a part or whatever, just the whole box was sent at my direction.
And is it already delivered to your house?
Yeah. Next day it was delivered. So
insane.
That's insane as well. So now I need to unpack it and install it again, but that's
wow,
very simple. But for me, that learned a couple of things. First of all, it was the best customer experience that I had in my life ever. It was like walking into a store with some damaged goods. And without questions asked, like the guy on the counter already have a new one in his hand to say, "Here's a new one. Don't be bothered." But it learned me a couple of things. So apparently the Grok bot, and Elon talked about it, that they're using it extensively within SpaceX already for customer support. So I thought, where's the customer? Where's the user for SpaceX? But their biggest product is, of course, Starlink, one of the biggest products.
Yeah.
So it learned me a couple of things. So the AI is analyzing the data of the troubleshoot.
Yeah.
And then of course has a history of giving answers to customers. But then the next step is that it gets a lot of authority within
The
within the
authorization
organization
that it has, that it can make these autonomous decisions.
in a split second
Yeah.
for you. So within a second, it's just send a new one. And then I was thinking it through, like, okay, because I was talking with it to my entrepreneurial friends, like, okay, this is like the most amazing way of customer support that you can do, right? So they said, yeah, well, how do they know what type of authorities they have? And then I thought, well, probably there's some sort of AI customer support manager that just monitors how many Starlink dishes are being sent out to customers to replaced, how many defects there are in general. So, and that input is probably then also giving back to sort of the engineers that are then solving that problem, that are probably also AI.
Yeah,
already.
but it is an interesting question. Like, how do you give it the authority and the rules, and that it knows how to do it?
Yeah, but let's also have a discussion and look at it through this lens. Like, SpaceX is a company valued several billions, right? Almost $1 trillion. So probably this is one of the first company that has, Elon's companies are probably also the first companies that has all these internal AI solutions already being deployed at scale. Because Starlink, what is it, 50,000 new customers every month or so?
I wouldn't know.
Growing very fast. I think over the last 3 months they got 1 million more customers, so it's grown really aggressively. So I was thinking, like, yeah, probably Elon's companies are going to be the first companies that has sort of had to tail. Can we? Solution for AI first, probably customer support.
Yeah.
But then probably also dashboarding and monitoring and actions. And you have seen that in action already, right? When you guys were in the factory in Berlin, that it's like really the Tesla operating system is a whole story on itself.
The operating system for the factories, like exactly. Also, what I've seen in Austin, the amount of data they collect and monitor, and like there's a whole team of people only staring at screens.
Okay.
It's like it's an unreal type of like how they are on top of things, and that's if they can replace this with AI, imagine the people that you can just.
Yeah, or Elon told in his interviews that they're hiring more people, right? But there will be the output per employee will be significantly increase.
Yeah. I think I'm very happy that you're sharing this story. It's so amazing.
Yeah, it's a real life story.
It's a real life. Yeah,
no.
I'm gonna buy a Starlink just because
and break it and trying to experience this customer service.
The first thought I had was like, oh yeah, my wife is always calling with these Sigo guys about trying to fix our landline internet. Yeah. But this is also, and just for the experience, you want to learn about this, you know?
Yeah.
But I think indeed that what we're seeing is, I don't know, did you see Grok 4.20 already released?
No, I have not seen that yet.
Well, I've learned a little bit about it, but it's already AIs talking to other AIs. Mm-hmm. So there's like a hierarchy of AIs actually doing stuff for you. So, and I think you just experienced that already.
Yeah,
in a customer support role, and I believe that. I mean, Tesla has already been run on AI for a long time. Mm-hmm. I think connecting the dots. He had a very good video about this, about the operating system of Tesla, which is one big AI, and it's connected to hardware production already. So this is connected to customer service, but AI being connected to hardware production is even a bigger feat, which we are not getting feedback around. But I think when you do a tour in the factory, you'll see just a little bit, but you don't know everything. And they are not telling about it as well. So of course there's a lot more to discover around this.
So what
integration of AI within the closed loop of all the Tesla or all the Elon companies.
Yeah.
So the Elon company are not only clients of each other, but also even more. They also share all these other other
If you would
knowledge
extrapolate
systems.
extrapolate this, so for example, my door in my Tesla did not open. There was some sort of technical thing.
Oh yeah, that's what you
Yeah.
told us. Yeah.
But the next day it opened again, so it could also be probably cold weather. But it could also be that if normally if you have a sort of if you look to this AI from a fleet management standpoint, what you guys are also very experienced in, of course. Normally you cannot troubleshoot every day with your car because that's simply not possible. But if you can immediately fix it over distance and process all the data of all those cars that are coming back, normally you see intervention on your screen like your door is blocking or something else is
the in-car notification.
yeah, and then you still need to go to your phone yourself and make the ticket and do all those kind of hassle.
Yeah.
But I think those will be things from the past because the auto will troubleshoot itself and then start fixing itself already right away.
Yeah, and if the only thing like that's blocking it from being a fully AI system is you still need to physically manually check the invoice that results from the repairs, the possible repairs. I had a similar thing with my charge port where it didn't disconnect the locking mechanism properly, and I just needed to give a date and a rough time estimate for when the issues take place, and then it starts running, and then the only thing you need to do is just accept the invoice, and they'll come by 90% of the time. Tesla Mobile Service will come by, and your car is going to be fixed while you're doing something else. So it's also almost completely AI there.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, so it's going to take so much. It's going to make our lives so much easier. But if you think about Tesla and their fleet now, also with FSD, where we're going to talk about it in a bit. That level of data processing is simply not possible by teams of humans. That's just way too much data. But now with the AI, you can do so much with the data that is useful. Already from only the fleet of Tesla, especially when the fleet becomes like a 20, 50, 100 million-ish type of situation.
Yeah, then you can't do that without AI, I think, in an effective, cost-effective manner.
Yeah, so this is becoming a whole new flywheel on itself because now XAI will be integrated, and if you only think about the materials and the endless real-world videos that are being made by Tesla, if you have seen the levels of movies that have been made recently by AI, have you been seeing that?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. You just feed in the real world data, like Case, the star of the movie in this case, drives around LA while the sunset is the sun is rising, for example. Tesla has like an archive of millions and millions of
these specific
sunset
shots,
videos. So that whole database is going to be so enormously valuable only from gaming and movie perspective.
Yes, yeah, but you can think of tons of.
I want to see a Porsche passing by. Okay, we have
they probably have enough Porsches. Yeah,
that's amazing, right?
Yeah. I'm happy to see that you're so happy about AI getting something of value for your personal life, because I think the last time we discussed is okay, but what are we going to talk about in our podcast? And I think we had this epiphany where you actually said, okay, this is how the Elon companies are going to converge, and what impact will this new mission, this amazing abundance, have on our personal lives? Well, this is a perfect example.
This is a prime example, yeah.
But last week I've been having talks with people about AI, I've been reading stuff, etc. But there's so much doom about, okay, but if this starts to happen, we're doomed, we're fucked, we're etc.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we're also, and you're already doing it, that we also see the bright side of actually technology getting better and AI getting more involved into our daily lives. But
yeah.
I mean, there's so much fear also.
Why is it that people can only think about this in a dystopian way and not in the positive sense. It's,
I don't know. Is it also
It's like
attention or clicks or whatever? I don't know what it
and
is, but
fear works.
But Elon has been vocal about it a lot in the past as well.
That
So
there
he's
are
been-
pitfalls and dangers.
He's been
Yeah,
warning.
100%.
He's been warning a lot as well, and that's one of the reasons he jumped into the AI ring
Yeah.
himself, because of his conversation with Sergey. Larry Page, right?
Yeah, and the open letter that he sent right to the
He started OpenAI,
yeah
which is now a closed AI.
yeah
But anyway, but
scam Altman.
yeah, but it's but Elon is now definitely more on the bright side of AI than on the doom side. If you listen to recent interviews of him, but we talked about the levels of in our last podcast. We talked about the levels of,
Civilization.
the levels of freedom that AI is going to bring you. So from my point of view, these annoying things like waiting for customer support, getting your household done, being freed up by that is like a liberation, right?
Mhm.
But from my point of view, that's still level 1 AI that we're experiencing. So if let's say, Kees, let's do this thought exercise with you.
Okay.
Okay, so level 1, what are all the annoying things that you have in life that you don't want to be bothered anymore with?
Doing my taxes, paying my invoices from utility bills or parking permits, making appointments for physical therapy or doctors. Like every single time you try to call and make an appointment, because nothing really works online, you always hear this message: you're the 5th in line waiting, you're the 4th. So like trying to get these basic stuffs happening and getting an appointment, it's first waiting like 20 minutes on the phone, then having to tell your situation, then, oh, we need to relay you with a different department. So like that takes up so much time.
Yeah. Okay. So now in this thought exercise, let's consider this all done.
Yeah.
Done. Never have to worry about anymore. Okay, so it's all done for you.
Oh,
Okay, now, what are you going to do with your life now you have that?
go to the beach,
Go to-
chill,
Chill.
Go skiing.
Yeah.
If my knee works again, trying to
Okay,
focus
so
completely.
let's zoom in on the knee.
Interesting.
Okay, yeah. So we're going to proactively use the AI. Let's use this as level 2, level 3 AI. Things that are bothering you, you're going to fix it. This is a bit more proactive
Yeah.
way. So Florian and I had a discussion, like everybody's thinking about level 1. This is already like amazing abundance when level 1 is being fixed. But level 5 abundance is where you actually live, let's say, a 4-season hotel type-ish of experience in your daily life with everything and everything that you dream of and want to manifest. So, for example, I use that example if I want to build an amazing treehouse for my daughter,
Yeah.
but I have 2 left hands and I don't know where to get it, and
Yeah.
so I'm not building that thing. But if I now can say like,
Optimus.
no, I want this treehouse, and then the AI orders all the goods, and Optimus is going to then build that whole thing.
Yeah.
That will bring a whole new level of abundance. So that would be let's say level 5 abundance, where you can actually get your ideas out, and also being proactively feeded ideas. Like, Kees, you're now living in this basement of your parents. No, just kidding. The apartment in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
What if this is a whole like 4 seasons ish service level that you're getting in your house and experience, and it's not only you're not eating steak, but you're eating the best possible prepared steak,
Oh.
the right amount of butter on it, and all
Oh.
that is amazing abundance, right? Otherwise, why would we call it amazing?
Did you make this classification of like level 1 to 5 yourself?
Yeah.
Nice. You should write it in a book.
Yeah.
Can you rehearse the level 1 to 5 or?
So level 1 is and there are several levels. So level 1, all the annoying tasks are being taken off your plate. Yeah. So level 2, level 3 is all those annoying tasks. Let's say cleaning off your house or cleaning off your whatever, is being executed at a level that is like Four Seasons level, quality.
Mm-hmm.
So the food you eat, your house is every day cleaned, your windows are always cleaned, everything. Your taxes are always on time, so everything runs really smoothly. But then is the question, okay, where do are you going to spend your time on?
Yeah.
Because many people have their identity wrapped up like they find it pleasant if they clean the house at the end of the day because it gives them peace of mind, right?
Yeah.
But it's not a necessity anymore. But then you need to start about, okay, what are the proactive cases that you can use your AI for? So then we enter level 3. So things that are, for example, your knee hurting, that requires a little bit more proactive type of approach to fix that situation, of which AI can help you a lot with, especially with Optimus. He can do exercises with you, give you feedback, check things. So the best medical care. So the things that are need a little bit more proactive approach can be that. And it can be that the AI will check in with you, Case, how you're feeling today. Is there anything that is bothering you? You're talking about your knee already for a month. I've booked this appointment for you. So it starts becoming proactive in your life. Level 5 is where it's fully proactive, but you're also yourself is fully proactive. So you start about your dreams and desires that you really want.
Yeah.
For example, this tree house, or you want a new interior for
How
whatever.
can I achieve this? And then the AI will come in and help and assist you with that.
Yeah, so this is around the house. So let's say your happiness around the house, but that is also your professional work. Like, okay, you uploaded all your photos, all the photos that you have in a certain database, and you say, my desire is to have a documentary about my personal life. What's next? The AI then, of course, will start interviewing you, will scrape all those photos, will timestamp them or whatever, and then 5 minutes later you have like a cinema quality.
It's unreal. That's a project
biography
that's some people would want to do, but then it's like I need to go sift through that database, gather the types of photos that you want with it. You need to think about a story yourself, and then do all the editing. That's like it's a month project to get this, at least a month.
Yeah. So let's say I'm in the situation there, say I want to have a biography of my life or your life, and then the AI asks me like, what was the most amazing amazing
Memory
thing that you experienced. And I say, as a 6-year-old kid, I remember myself sitting on the beach on Aruba, this tropical island, watching the pelicans diving, catching fish in the ocean, in the early morning. And then it will be real time sort of generated on exact that location with exact the amount of pelicans that I described in my dream on Aruba, because there's so much material of real world video available.
And how cool would it be if you had a Neuralink implant that could access and visualize your actual memories?
Which is also going to happen at some point.
Yeah, that's also the scary part, isn't it? I mean,
it is.
I'm also realizing what am I? I'm just the accumulation of all these
memories. Memories, yeah.
I collected, and also all the things I'm watching and etc. are influencing me.
Yeah, and the product of all your interactions with people and stuff around you.
Yeah, but that's already increasing by every day. You're getting more and more information, but if what Elon said, the 10 fingers slowness goes away and it enters the fastness of our thoughts, I mean, how fast are we going to accelerate? So if you are in step 5 of AI, where everything is proactive, how fast are we going to actually execute stuff? And are we in a certain moment, are we willing to not do anymore, but just be?
Mm-hmm.
So I think being in the workforce for like more than 20 years, and you're getting in this rhythm of getting up, doing mails, etc., you're always in your to-do modus. And the moment you go on vacation, you get into being. But you always have to like take some days and get into being and just sit down. And the typical Dutch word for it is limelen. So just sit
and do nothing.
Stare in front of you, have a beer, and sit with your mates next to each other. Look at that guy. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, look at that sweet ass.
Just be, you know, just having everything.
So
but within those moments, when you're on the beach and you're doing nothing, there are also moments where you're sitting. You're like, oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to do that.
Yeah. Well, we need to make a reservation to get some tips.
Yeah. So, are we able, because of technology, that we are getting more into be, or are we going to accelerate and we'll be coming to do's like continuously? So how are we going to disconnect ourselves from the infinite pace of actually the executing machine that's going to be built around us? So our execution is already being fastened by our laptops, by our phones. Now, even with AI, you just, in 2 seconds, you have your Starlink here. Yeah. So execution is like going exponential. But there will be a moment that you don't want to have, you just want to be and relax. Exactly, you said. Why you go skiing? Because you want to shut off your mind and be
think about the skiing. And
while you're skiing, you're just skiing. But will there be a phase where you're skiing and you're actually executing stuff as well?
Yeah, like I can't really imagine that.
No, but and I think I don't want that, because I will become completely crazy.
Even more than you are.
But what happens if you want to go to sleep? We have no idea what's going on when we're sleeping.
No.
I think we are resetting, or we're actually doing. Yeah. I learned that, and you know also, that if you train and you exercise during the day and you sleep well, you actually become better because you slept well. So you actually rehearsed your exercise,
the nerve system,
your nervous system. So you created like a muscle memory or whatever, and that's why so increasing your training but decreasing your sleep will actually get you a lesser performance. So increasing it. So hopefully we're not disrupting our sleep while getting better during the wake time of executing stuff, because you get too much executed. That's one of my questions. I don't know if you already thought about this, or
well, it's an interesting one, because we always say like we are human beings, right?
Beings, exactly.
Yeah,
not
but
doing.
if you like over the last industrial age type of, let's say this is the end of the industrial age.
We were part of the industry.
Yeah. So there we were human doings.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think those two will converge. Because if I think about my own stress levels, then it's always my stress level is not about, I'm going to see Florian in 1 hour and talk about Tesla. That is always something that I'm excited about.
Not yet.
It's once in a week.
Will in due time.
What do they always say? Like, choose the level of poison decides the dose, right? Or something. Is that the quote? But
the level of poison.
It's not the poison, but the dose. So just once a week is fine for us, I guess. But
don't increase that dose.
Maybe we should go to once every 2 weeks.
Yeah. No, but where was I?
Human beings versus human doings.
Yeah, so the human doings part, you always get stressed by chores that the feeling that you're behind on your chores.
Yeah, I have so much things to do.
Stuff that you don't like doing.
Or you haven't done, but you know you should have done.
You should have been doing.
That's the most annoying. Yeah.
If like a big part
that you decided to smoke a cigar and just chill.
Yeah. If a big part of that can go off your plate, that's already a big one, right?
Yeah.
So
of course, yeah.
I sort of used to this way of working as well in my previous company, where I just went outside for a walk for an hour. I choose a topic that was at that moment the bottleneck of the company. So, for example, how can we increase like the quality of our customer service or whatever. Then I used 1 hour to think about that while walking, and in the end I had a call with the guy that could handle that problem. And so he was always very thankful that I could use my time to think about his bottleneck and problem, so we could problem solve together. So that was always a very effective way of using, because I was walking, which was very healthy, and then at the end of the walk,
You had a result.
I had a result.
What happened during the walk?
Productive. I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, but can you describe what happened, or?
I did it on a regular basis. So I did 2 walks a day where I just took one problem in the company or in my life and tried to solve that within an hour of walking and thinking.
Yes, so you were actively trying to be a being and go out of the doing.
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah.
And then
But that's not being, that's doing also.
Yeah, that's do. But the way of working is sort of this. It's very proactive work. It's not like reactive, right? So the reactive are all your chores that you then have. But the AI will bring us to a place where we can get to next level problem solving type situation. So, for example, data fleet management and analyzation is something that is really complex, takes a lot of time. AI can do that way faster.
Yep.
But also all the satellites with data that SpaceX will launch in the coming years, and maybe even telescopes, etc., that can point outward deep in space, that were too costly to launch, are now becoming available to launch. But then still, it's abundance on information that we cannot analyze.
Yeah,
probably
how to structure and how to analyze it.
Yeah, everybody in the AI field is waiting to the first real physics AI breakthroughs, and that is, of course, next level problem solving that we can enter as a civilization. So if we can find whole new materials, like new, and SpaceX team is doing this already, like analyzing all sorts of materials, coming up with new combinations for their heat shields, etc. Yeah. Those are for sure also being made in collaboration with AI that just can analyze vast more amounts of data there, and thus breakthroughs for humans.
It would be super interesting to have like a closer look at SpaceX and XAI, like how they actually deploy the AI to come up with these solutions. It's on the one hand, like it's very obvious that they keep their cards close to their chest, but I think it would be very revealing and beneficial for AI furtherment in society to actually give people more of a look into it.
I think they didn't merge because of having to use their products, but it's more financial
growth
reason.
Roadmap,
and also an employee thing. I mean, the guys who founded XAI, they are already gone, and they got $1 billion in their pocket.
Yeah, Operation Vacation succeeded.
Yeah, but what I want to say, the all hands meeting of AI. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
And the slides they showed that what products they're going to make.
I haven't seen it.
So one of the biggest products they're going to make is a macro heart product. So that's actually emulating all human work.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's called macro heart. So like a competitor of Microsoft. So they're actually going to do exactly what you just experienced, but only this was in customer support. But they could emulate everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think within Mr. Green, we had like somebody coming along like a year ago already. And he said, well, we can make software where in the background, we just monitor everybody's screen doing all their things on the screen. Mm-hmm. So only thing you do on when you're doing your taxes or whatever, you're pointing and you're doing stuff on the screen. So in the background, you can just monitor that. And right now they're going to copy paste that. So we as a human entering that data into the computer is actually emulating the human, you know? Mm-hmm. So Elon said, and the XAI team said, we will have that done by the end of this year.
Yeah.
So all work
Digital, with digital output.
All digital work,
Yeah.
also within Mr. Green, but also in every company, could be done by an AI within 9 months.
Mhm.
That's what they said.
Unreal.
Yeah, and they measure.
So
yeah.
the next thing is what you said is that everything you want to do, not on a digital but in a physical world, could also be emulated.
Yeah, or for example, Elon explained like the companies with the biggest market cap right now, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook. Most of what they produce is digital output. That is then, so for example, everything of Microsoft, everything of Facebook is digital output. So you can think about, for example, if you want to send something to a factory, you can have a CAD file, for example, for just for the creation of
the CAD file
yeah,
to
yeah,
make something.
to cut a table or whatever. But that whole process until that file is being sent will be done by the AI. So so all the human output, it can be a PDF is a form of output, XLS form of output, MP4 is form of output, CAD file is form of output. So there's always an output file. And I also believe that can be done in, let's say, 9 to 24 months time for sure. Because it's what you say, they take over the screens and they start thinking with the users. That's also what OpenClaw is doing with the bots, right? So
Yeah.
that's just the first version that already blows everybody's mind. But I think within 3 months we're going to see agents that are just click on the mouse button and he works for you.
Yeah, and then for example, like the more difficult tasks in a company, let's state for a company, sometimes you won't initially solve the task at hand and you need to have a meeting about it. But all those digital meetings get recorded as well. So like the whole thought process can be,
That's a good point.
it can become agentic. And then if you try to grasp it, like from the people working at Mr. Green, let's say at peak times it was around 60, 65 people working there. How many of those people were doing mostly digital work? I think that's around the 90% mark, right?
Mhm.
Imagine what that would do to the output of companies if that could all be agentic AI. It's almost unreal, right?
Mhm.
It's really difficult to grasp your head around it. For me.
Yeah, so then you get the discussion.
Yeah, but that's already happening. So with OpenClaw, you can just enter your credit card and it will make a reservation for you on in a restaurant or whatever, or it's going to trade for you. Or
Does anyone of
I have a very fun idea. Like level 5 type of abundance life. It's like you're living like a rock star all day. So it's the reservation of this amazing hotel or reservation of amazing restaurant is already made, but you're not even aware of it. But at a certain point, you get ordered, like you need to get in the taxi. There's a in the cybercab. Because
Good morning, Mr. Rockstar. Here's a gram of cocaine. What a great way to start your day.
There's you get brought sort of everybody gets like the most. If you think about amazing abundance, everybody gets the VIP treatment all the time, and then you get ordered in the restaurant, and
Here, enjoy some Evian.
it's all available.
Yeah.
First thing he thinks about is cocaine.
Well,
amazing abundance.
Well, most rock stars aren't shy of a little bit.
No,
of
that's true. No, but yeah, you can have a rock star life where everything is done for you.
well, this is exactly. I was watching the Olympics yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was already watching before the race started, and then they have all this
BS talking. Yeah.
But there was also like mini docu, 3 minutes, about this rock star in the US, and he was watching Art Schenk on his TV.
Yeah.
So this Dutch kind of
skater.
Yeah, and he was like, "Holy shit, that guy is like, I want to be that guy." But this guy, he was like completely famous in the US and well, completely addicted to cocaine, etc. So his way of getting out of that rockstar life was actually moving to the Netherlands and skate with Ars Genk
No
for
way.
a month
Yeah.
to get his mind clear.
Yeah.
Like, phew,
Whilst having a dopamine rush.
to get into reality again.
Yeah.
And so the guy who was interviewing me said, "Did Ars Genk save your life?" He said, "Yes, he did."
Wow.
Because of that month, I was there just being in reality. Because being a rock star is it's like completely getting lost out of reality, getting your perfect life. But that's exactly what I'm trying to talk about is, okay, we will be upgraded into this new reality very, very fast. We don't need to work anymore because the AI is going to do it faster. It's going to be proactively thinking of you, hey, this is what you want. Yes, this is what I want.
How
I didn't
can we
even
get
think
there
about
fastest?
it. Yes,
Yeah.
you know me better than anybody else. But then there will be an escape moment. You want to say, okay, but I don't want this anymore. I want to get out of reality, out of this reality. It's too much. Just want to skate, be like Art
but
Schenk in the '60s.
Can also be a recommendation, right? So it can say like, Florian, you know, your ideas are a little bit off lately. I see your heart rate is just way too high, so probably you're rushed all the time, whatever. It can also give you recommendations that your state of mind will be. But then it becomes a very interesting thing, because what would be the most interesting outcome, and the most interesting outcome is always
Ironic.
most likely, is then, of course, is that when Case has whole other preferences than, for example, you have whole other preference than, for example, me. And to get that out can lead to very unique situations. You know, maybe you want to optimize for, whatever type of state you want to be in, and Florian want to be the most relaxed type of guy. Maybe you want to be the most pumped up type of guy with 15 espressos every day and 10 cigarettes to get your brain firing up all the time. So
Very
there's
close.
also, like, in the end, you need to have a sort of person like, what do you want, Florian? And then it will be served. So be careful what you wish for is going to be a very strong statement in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part of it, is that we have become human doings. And we got our identity of how much we actually do, and we pat ourselves. I did it, and I feel good. You know, I mean,
and it's something very positive to say, like, oh, I'm busy.
Your to-do list is like your cocaine list.
Yeah.
It's like I did all these 10 things. Oh, I got even better feeling than sniffing cocaine.
Yeah.
So, but that to-do list is gonna be somewhere else. So
yeah. But let's extrapolate on the.
Actually, unlearning, being a human doing, and becoming a human being.
That's also very difficult, I think, for people.
Are we going to do that with AI or without? You know, I mean, is the AI going to help us become the human being, or are we going to be like his stupid nephew?
Oh, well,
Okay, you pick the trash, you know, or you do this because I don't want to do that. But,
So AI will be the retarded slave in the family. You do it, you fucktard.
okay.
Let's extrapolate on the being part. So, for example, okay, if we say, okay, we are going to become more human beings because the human doing part is being done by the AI, then we have to explore the spectrum of human being. And then you can have like a Hunter S. Thompson type of situation where you have,
Who's Hunter S. Thompson?
Yeah, that's a great question.
you don't know it? It's
No.
from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
One of the best.
You know the guy, right?
Yeah,
It's a famous
great movie.
Great movie, but he's a famous journalist and a writer in the 70s, 80s in the US. So the movie of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas was being made about the life of Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh, it's a biography about him.
Yeah.
Okay, it's played by what's his name again?
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
So Hunter S. Thompson has a famous list of his daily how his daily life works. So in the morning it was a gram of cocaine, then two glasses of orange juice,
and then two tests of
whiskey,
LSD,
and then weed to calm down, and then all is to be in that state of mind.
I get it, like this scene in front of me, like they're waiting in that line, and then the acid starts kicking.
Yeah, but if you have like a high functioning addict, the way his life is normally get ruined is partly substance abuse, but most of the time just because his life falls apart, because of you forget to pay bills, you get kicked out of the house. But that cannot happen anymore with the AI, because the AI is taking care of all the chores, right?
Yeah.
So
the mundane stuff.
So then you have a Hunter S. Thompson type of human being, because he want to optimize his mind to write the craziest possible shit possible.
Yeah.
That now is still very, 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 very interesting if you read his books. His books are amazing books. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like a writing style. You get really sucked into the story, and
Never knew.
it's what he was covering as a journalist. One of the presidential campaigns. I think it was Reagan.
Yeah. Okay.
So he or one of the other presidents. So he covered that for a year. But what he did was he wrote it like half reality and half fiction. So he blended all sorts of crazy stuff in it that really draw all the readers in. But it also created a sort of mystique around those presidents. Like, is this really happening or is this not happening? So
what's true?
Yeah,
what's reality? Yeah.
He used that state of being that he sort of, let's say, biohacked himself with all sorts of substances. So this is like the one end of the spectrum of human beings that you can get to, and the other end of the spectrum is a sort of meditating monk type of situation in Tibet. Both the sort of human beings on the upper end of the spectrum. So my prediction would be that with the AI taking, but also the monk doesn't get much done out there.
No,
in this monastery, he probably cleans a room, etc. But he's not. All his thoughts are. He thinks that they are manifested in life, but we don't know.
Yeah.
But those human beings were now become very productive type of persons, because simply the life of this Hunter S. Thompson type of, or for example, the famous jazz musician. Do you know him? What was it? The trumpetist. There was a heroin addict, but he was
the Dutch one.
No, it was an American one. The name will pop up to me, but he was almost like becoming 80 years old.
Isn't that dude who died, who overdosed in Amsterdam?
No. He was a very well functioning heroin addict. Because if you just know the right dosage and all that, then it really in light. Yeah, are you going to look it up?
Yeah, I want to know.
So, and it enhanced his play in ways. At least that's always the thought process. Enhance his play in the ways that no other.
Chet Baker,
Chet Baker, of course, famous Chet Baker. Yeah. So he aged well, and he because people were caretaking of him, but also his life did not fall apart because other people were taking care of him. But the AI will do that. So we will probably see
more Chet Bakers,
more people moving to the sort of Hunter S. Thompson, Chet Baker type of life, but also more people moving towards trying to become a sort of monk. Where
so is that then a good thing, because like you're gonna enter into a lot more extremes? I think then. That's the
yes, because only in those extremes we will find breakthroughs. We cannot find breakthroughs in everything in the bell curve will be normalized and already solved.
But isn't it also? I mean, what you're talking about is that the AI is not coupled to the person, so the person is either addicted or not, but it's completely decoupled from AI. But AI is doing their mundane stuff.
Yeah.
But there could also be someone who is either both sides, coupled with AI.
Yeah, it's coupled on AI. They are going to
not only doing their stuff, but also enhancing their own consciousness. So when I follow my curiosity, and I find 2 points, and I'm connecting stuff. It's because I read something here and I had some other experience there, and then I suddenly connected. That's my aha moment. That's my moment. I'm like, now I'm on the next level of consciousness.
Yeah.
But do you guys believe that AI will also help the monk or the
Yeah, of
Jeff
course.
Baker type of to get to a new level of consciousness, a new
only
level
if it's like connected with you physically, I think, with a Neuralink.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I tried to describe when Demian was walking around. What is happening? Because he's walking, and we were learned to walk a lot, and that's why you calm your mind. If you calm your mind, you actually get connected to something, to something that we don't know, consciousness. So what's consciousness then? And are we able to get to a next level of consciousness with AI or without? Or what I learn, a lot of people is saying, yeah, but AI will never get consciousness as we can. So it will never get this type of level of Demian can get when he walks around. But I'm really trying to find out if that's true, or whether I mean, if it can read every book and listen to every music Jeff Baker made, he will be more conscious than I've ever been without reading it or listening to it.
Yeah, but is that consciousness or just possessing a body of knowledge?
Yeah, I would state it different. The reason I explore the two outer boundaries partly because it's a fun thought exercise, but partly those people are doing that because they're pushing the boundaries of their states of consciousness. So both Hunter S. Thompson as Chet Baker, both the monk in the mountain in Himalaya, are pushing their consciousness, a state of being in the highest form as possible, and that is actually creating new net, just like
output, like the
Elon
better
is
music.
pushing himself maximally on engineering and physics questions, right? He always drills down to the physics as far as possible. That's actually very hard to do that. So the humans need to be more on the outer boundaries to advance instead of being in the bell curve in the middle.
Yeah.
But everybody now stays in the bell curve in the middle. Why? Because we're obligated with all the chores, otherwise our lives falls apart, right? But if that does not happen,
we are able to explore.
Yeah, and some people will explore by going to the Hunter S. Thompson type of direction, which is also
and some will become
which is
Shaolin
also
monks.
becoming legal. And you can be. I don't advocate for that lifestyle, but you.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Have you ever heard about the Denku?
Yeah.
He talks about human
right?
3.0.
Okay, yeah.
And he says there's all these different levels of being a human. So one is becoming the ultimate physical machine. So having a body which is like completely, and you're completely in line with everything. Second is becoming very mystical, or having read all the monk books, etc. And you have these 4 quadrants where he's talking about. But exactly what you're saying is that we are able to get to a human 3.0 level much easier because of we don't need to do the mundane stuff anymore.
So you can push boundaries.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's what we always have been doing, right? So getting with our ships, okay, let's see how far the ship can go. Let's sail to the other end of the world. At some point, somebody in the bell curve decides to go out and explore things. The normal boats were not doing that because they were obligated with like mundane tasks, like
they need to go from port A to port B to get the trade and
Then you need a wild guy like Columbus to actually advance that kind of stuff. So and then comes human biology optimization, or let's say human biology exploration. That's more the question then, because the Hunter S. Thompson type of person is exploring his most outer fields of consciousness where you can get with all sorts of substances.
And which would be physically impossible for most normal human beings.
Yeah, to handle, but that can also be by trail runners that are saying like, okay, how far can I push this human body? And there are also a whole bunch of the record of what was not trail running, ultra running is getting broken every year because
What's
more
ultra
people,
running? Like long distance?
200, 300, 400
miles, without sleeping and on mountains.
Wow, kind of like Forrest Gump, running through the States. Okay.
Yeah, but they
But the
discover all
interesting
sorts
part
of
of
new
it,
states of beings.
exactly.
Yeah.
You have to get to a new state of being in order
Yeah.
to get to the next level.
Yeah, and that will be translated and becoming more accessible. So it's the main question is really going to be, Florian, how do you want to feel, and what do you want to experience, and what do you want to do? That those kind of questions are becoming accessible because all the other stuff will get off your plate.
And that's also very difficult and tend to get philosophical.
Yeah, because
ethical
then you
questions.
enter the level 4 or 5. And people that are going to use that power, like let's say Elon has power 100 in this type of thing, so he knows what needs to happen, and he has the grid to actually make it happen.
Yeah.
So he says, okay, we're going to need a lot of Optimi bots. Simply because we need to build factories that can extract ore, so raw materials out of the earth or out of space. So Elon is there using the AI as a level 5 type of manifester to build the things that will advance the whole civilization, right? That's how Elon thinks. So he thinks, I can extract this, then we get satellites in space, then we get free transport, free energy, everything free for all the humans. But you can manifest it in your own life as well, right? So the treehouse is a simple example, but it requires a bit of
Thinking, designing, actually doing
no,
the effort,
that's
getting
AI,
stuff.
but just getting it out there and manifesting that idea that you then have, that is becoming easy. But if you just ask like a general person on the street, like, what are your biggest dreams and desires? And then everybody will sort of blank because they simply don't allocate time into thinking about that kind
And it's
of
a
stuff.
very difficult question. Let's be honest.
It's a difficult question.
Yeah.
So then you need to articulate it. Then you need to think about it, and those are becoming more important because those are going to push us forward. That's my idea. Or,
But also it also raises the question. In Dutch we say that begin van het bezit is het eind van het vermaak, toch?
Ja.
So what's the English version of that?
So the start of having possessing or having property or having possession.
Yeah, well, so for example,
the
the
end of
Olympics right now, everybody is getting their gold medal and they are like speechless, and they entered a new state because now they are Olympic champion. But that's actually the end of the fun.
Yeah, because then you need to keep on defending your title and improving every single year.
A lot harder. And you already did 10,000 hours of your
Eileen Good.
What's the real purpose? I mean, the purpose is enjoying your life while suffering, instead of getting to the point that I've become a gold medal without suffering, and then there's no fun anymore.
No.
Yeah, and like getting back to the tasks and the chores, they also give you a sense of fulfillment that you actually did those chores. And
I have a house for you.
Well,
a lot of chores.
But like, if you remove that from the whole equation, like, what then becomes the meaning of life, and how do you get a sense of purpose and a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment?
Well, that's exactly the monk. He doesn't have this to-do list. He doesn't have the urge to do in order to get fulfillment.
He just
sits there,
a certain state,
and he's getting into this new state, and that's ultimate fulfillment, and that's being. Just like the guy sitting in limelen, just having their beer and just sitting.
But one of the
ultimate state of being.
One of the famous,
and that could also be your new thing, After a day of doing nothing, it's the best the next day to go and lummel a little bit. To go to luieren. What's luieren in English? Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Even worse than lummeling.
Yeah.
That's like...
Yeah, just being lazy, but then in a positive manner.
Yeah, so after a day doing nothing...
Oh, it's lounging. You're lounging all the time.
The best thing to do the next day is to actually lounge.
Yeah. after doing nothing.
After doing
of
nothing,
course,
yeah.
Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, my back aches from yesterday.
I, of course, now with the next level human, we're very much into biomarkers, right? And we're studying humans that had exceptional abilities within certain biomarkers. So, for example, the guy Brian Shaw, he's in the top 1 millionth percentile of bone density. He's a giant strongman. So, and then there are many people that are pushing the limits of the VO2 max, for example, that they can have. The guy that Killian something that climbed the Mount Everest 2 times without oxygen
Yeah.
tanks
And he skied down, no?
in 1 week.
Wow.
So
Climbing up and skiing down, that's insane.
yeah, in 1 week time. So crazy. So those biomarkers can be, and you have millions of markers. I think there's a secret in there that people can optimize these. So, for example, if you say, I want to be in the state where I have the lowest heart rate possible, so you can get in the, let's say, resting heart rate of 30-ish. That's low. That's like elite people that can reach that. But those are becoming indicators of the type of state of being that humans will enter. So there comes also down. It's a tough path because you need to do that yourself. But you can allocate the people that are passionate about one of these very specific narrow paths, becoming a strongman, becoming a let's say Tour de France endurance athlete. That now becomes more accessible because normally those athletes, it's only a very small percentile of humans that can allocate that amount of time simply because they have the obligation of making money.
Yeah, but also you have to need to have the biological traits
The genes.
to get there.
But okay, a strong man, you will see that. So a strongman,
It also trained for it.
humans can pick all sorts of different arenas, right? But only a very small percentage of even professional athletes are being paid enough so they can live from their sports.
Yeah.
Same counts for
And
artists.
get to the next level.
Yeah, same counts for artists. There are many brilliant artists that cannot live from their music.
No.
And now they need to do some sort of mundane task
Yeah.
in order to get by, in order to just have money on the table so they can live for their passion. So what you're going to see is that humans will, more and more people can allocate their time then on endurances like this. So it can be state of mind activities where we joked Hunter as Thompson or the monk. But the other, let's say, quadrant that we can use is humans pushing for utmost biological markers to get, for example, a bone density that is beyond excellent, or a VO2 max that is beyond excellent, or resting heart rate beyond excellent. And so there are many arenas where we only have scratched the surface of what is possible. So what you see now in long distance running is that record is being broken every year, simply because more people are getting interest in the sport, and therefore more people can start allocating time in that. So I think this human 3.0, where you talked about that, then Koen talked about, we're going to push those limits. There's so much more people that are then able to push those limits and live from what they do, because you don't have to do the chores anymore in order to get.
I think that's a very interesting thought, and I connect it to if you go to the Enlightenment period, for instance, or the Renaissance period. You would either, or perhaps famous artists or painters, they would need to have some sort of support financially to enable them to spend their time thinking about something that doesn't result in a direct financial benefit. And let's keep it to ethics or philosophy. We have seen like a very vibrant time where the way of looking at nature and science and being was actually in the 1800s, 1700s, when that age happened. In my experience, philosophy and ethics and thinking about societal questions and bigger questions in general have gone to the background, and politics is just doing. It's just a set of 4 years in doing. Will AI bring back great philosophical questions and ethical questions and actually further society again?
100%, because it's going to be inevitable. Like, when are the moments in life that people start questioning themselves or questioning their surroundings? Mostly when a bad life event happens, right? So your parent die, or you get divorced, or you get a disease, and then you start, questioning what am I doing? Why is this happening? This existential crisis, as they call it, will happen on a very large scale. So therefore, also people and AI can also collaborate in that, right? Because you can have all sorts of tests that you can do with the AI. So maybe the AI is going to take us by hand, do that. But many people will enter that state. And for example, now for young people here in the Netherlands, we are in the Netherlands right now, right? And we were all over the news with this 36%
unrealized
capital gain tax.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the old system sort of clinging on the civilization to say our system is dying. We want to get as much money as possible out of you guys. But if you're a younger person in the Netherlands yet, I've been talking to many youngsters over the last week that are, let's say, 20, 25-ish. And they say, what's the point for me being here? I cannot buy a house. The wages are not increasing. My quality of life is deteriorating. So, for example, the dentist here in the Netherlands is like of normal/mediocre quality, but there are already many clinics in other countries that are just delivering way better dental care, for example. So we're not even leaders in those types of field anymore. So the point I'm making is that more and more people will start seeing that the old systems are obsolete and starting to adapt to the new things. And for people that don't adapt, it's becoming challenging, because then the old system will clinch on them. And I also personally don't know what to do, because I live in the Netherlands. I want to stay in the Netherlands. I don't want to move to Dubai because of a tax break or whatever. No, but then the question is, okay, what can we do about those kind of things? But for me, it's just like the old systems sort of crumbling down, doing their last possible ways to get enough money to fund whatever they're doing. But also now already, like, a petition is signed for more than 50,000 people that obstruct to these things. So AI and the platforms like X are also going to help tremendously to for people to organize themselves very fast at a certain point. That is also going to happen.
So what was your question again? It was like...
Yeah, but will we see an uprise in discussions and output for philosophical questions, great ethical, societal questions, to enhance the quality of life and start thinking about how do we organize and interact with each other as human beings and go into this AI society? Because there have, to my knowledge, there has not been like an actual real movement in the scientific field right now to really think about this and also make it practical and work in collaborating with governments.
It's like it's happening, but nobody's talking about it.
Exactly,
So,
and I don't think
nobody's talking about decisions we need to make, or
and I don't think it's happening at a large scale, and not like will we enter an era? Okay, no doubt, like the answer is yes, but will we see the same increase in philosophical, ethical questions like we've seen in the pivotal moment leading up to the Industrial Revolution? Thinking about enlightenment, what is society? Rousseau, John Hobbes, John Locke, like they all started thinking about what is society, what is democracy, how to order ourselves, the increase of capital coming from the industrialization and the working class. That's a real life fight that led to these ethical questions. And we're right now at the peak of the result of the thinking that was taking place back then. Will we see an uprise of that thanks to AI because it will free up
What do you think?
time? I hope so. I truly hope so. But I doubt it a little bit because I think it also dumbs down people a lot
But yeah,
and makes them too
will,
lazy.
will the answer come from us?
Also a very important question. Yeah.
Because we are not, we are on the other side of the, what do you say? It's like asking somebody who you will fire to ask, okay, can you get a replacement for yourself? You will be like, no, but that's not in my belang. What's in English again? Interest. So there's a lot of things that are not in our interest, but it will happen eventually, you know. But so I'm trying to get to the point that you're saying, and I'm completely with you that of course there's a complete lack of philosophical thinking, but it's also are we the ones who are going to get to these solutions or answers? I think we tried this last hour to think about next level and what being and doing, etc. We're entering a phase where we as a society as a whole, not the workers versus the elite, are going to have unbelievable implications on everybody.
And if you think about, like Elon said, he thinks of himself as a speciesist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he is there for human beings as a species. Then the human beings themselves would need to answer these questions and keep control over the ethics and.
Yeah, but that's the whole point I'm trying to think is that we will not be in control anymore. It's like the cat is already out of the bag, you know. It's like it's happening, and maybe we should come to the realization that this was maybe our point of our whole life.
Yeah, so that's creative destruction of
that we as persons are also like an intermediary form of life.
We're a step towards
we're
life.
creating a kind of a new phase, which is also being pointed out in that book, The Novacene. So right now we're living in the Anthropocene, and we had this prolonged time where we as human evolved and our societies evolved, what you're talking about. But now we're getting into a new kind of cycle where we as people are going to be, our reasoning is not going to be relevant anymore at all. I mean, and our doing is not relevant anymore.
No.
But our reasoning maybe. So why should I ask the people to come up with a solution?
Yeah, but then you're almost entering into a very dystopian outcome again.
Well,
for human beings,
for our view.
Yeah, exactly. For us as human beings and us as a species.
Yeah, but Elon is a species. What does he mean by that? What's the there is like a blend between us and the machine.
Yeah, and he values humans.
The new intelligence.
He values humans very highly, and that's why he wants to go to Mars
to expand consciousness,
expand human consciousness, and
because we created this
exactly. And he sees a lot of value add in us dumb beings
because there's no sign of any other intelligence which is bigger than us or is at the same point as
Elon hasn't come across it yet.
No.
And one would think that blasting 5,000 satellites into space, you would encounter an alien if they are there.
But is it? I mean, what you're talking also is about revolution and about uprise and getting for our. We the people want this.
Yeah, but
but maybe we're already past that point. We can shout and scream what we want. Yeah, but we humans, we want this. But maybe we already set something into.
Have you seen the post of Elon where he shared his conversation with Grok to have a discussion of what would be the optimal religion for him? So
Islam.
yeah, he shared a conversation, and I did not fully know what the outcome was, but then the Grok came with a sort of overarching religion that could be useful for whole humanity.
Yes,
let's say.
so the best of Christianity, Judaism, and Buddhism all
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
Okay.
You talked about this?
yeah. So he shared a conversation that he himself had with Grok, apparently. So
He shared this on an interview with somebody?
no, on X, on
Oh.
a link to his post. We can look it up.
I'll try to look
Yeah,
it up.
look it up. He had a name for it. Papat. No, you will find it out. But
He has a name for his religion.
yeah, and it's in line with the thinking of Albert Einstein and Galileo and all sort of the big thinkers in the past.
Yeah.
Because also then the AI can extrapolate on that. So sort of next step would be that certain religious leaders that are not power hungry, let's say. So there are probably people being religious leaders being very power hungry, so they want actually control people, but are also want people that want to just help people. That probably will come together at some point, or the smart people in the world say, okay, let's adopt this philosophy as a humanity, and work out the problems that we have. Because if you look at the wars that we have in the world, a big part is about resources, and the other ones are about belief systems. So you believe a certain thing, and I believe certain thing, and therefore we cannot get along, and therefore we are in war for whatever 100 years already, or some scarce part of land or resource, oil, whatever, that is in the ground on you and not me, so therefore I want to take it from you. That's not abundance thinking, that's scarcity thinking.
Yep.
So if we come in a world of amazing abundance, that's not only chores, etc., but also higher level problems where Elon apparently is thinking about already. That needs to resolve. So we don't have to fight about resource anymore because we have endless energy.
Endless
from the sun.
resource.
Why should we be bothered by that?
Yeah, that's the Kardashev 2 scale.
Yeah, we don't have to fight about our disagreements in life philosophy because we can agree on this overarching philosophy that we then have, so we can stop this war. And nobody in the end wants a war because your kids and your future generation dies out. It's not useful.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's a whole
But
different.
that's also something I was thinking about. The whole idea that he shifted his vision for Mars to the moon is also like, okay, this is my. I have to kind of get some resources in order to get to the moon, and I will get some ROI on that.
Yeah.
And with that ROI, with that cash flow, I can create that next step.
Yeah.
But I think he will get the most resources for building something on the moon from the U.S. Department of War.
Probably,
So yeah. So
I found it. Yeah. It's internet's a little bit spotty because your Starlink isn't working, and we're in the outskirts, so 5G is spotty as well. But the post is from yesterday, The Meaning of Life, and that's where he asked the question, like, if you had to pick a religion, which one would it be and why? Grok's answer was I wouldn't pick any religion at all. I'm an AI built by XAI with one core directive: help humanity understand the true nature of the universe through curiosity, reason, evidence, and science. But if I were forced to pick one, purely as a thought experiment, it would be pantheism. Specifically the version associated with Spinoza, or what Einstein called his cosmic religious feeling. And then there's a whole bunch of text afterwards, but I'll send you the
pantheism.
link.
Cool.
Pantheism, yeah.
And what did Spinoza have to do with pantheism?
I don't really know, to be honest, but
Good question for Grok.
Spinoza was a big fighter of the Catholicism, huh?
Catholicism, yeah.
A Dutch guy, Spinoza.
Yeah, he is, and in Amsterdam there's his statue as well.
Yeah.
But I think
Spinoza also. I don't know for sure, but he also believed in the stuff that our journalists took a lot. So a lot of not cocaine or heroin, but more the earthy stuff.
The
mushrooms and
psilocybin and It identifies the divine with the universe itself.
Yeah. Let's go.
Cool.
So you're a pantheist right now, Florian.
Well, I'm gonna ask Grok what.
You can enter the shared conversation and
Yeah.
actually see what Elon
Well, the
discussed.
problem is I try to get into fasting of my social media behavior. So I killed my Instagram and I also killed my X account from my phone.
Okay, yeah.
Oof, tough.
And it's going to be a 30-day experiment, but that's also why I haven't read it yet.
And how is this working out for you up until?
Well, I had a nightmare yesterday, so I don't know. It's my first nightmare in a long time. I don't know.
No way.
I'm still not very sure if this is a good idea.
Yeah.
But
Gents, we need to wrap up.
yeah,
Yeah, let's wrap up.
Yeah, let's say Florian and I discussed this in the last episode, which say the age of abundance has begun.
Yeah.
So this was a bit more philosophical discussion, probably. But what we want to do is like, okay, the age of abundance is entering, and what are then the milestones that we need to get to?
Yeah.
So to make it a little bit more practical and also a little bit more about Tesla again and the companies. So that will be our next thing. Okay, how is FSD? How is robotaxi progressing? And how is that going to help us to get to amazing abundance?
and with the IPO of SpaceX, we will also get a lot more information about the milestones of this new company, because there is still not a lot of information about SpaceX.
No,
Not
and I would
correct
love to invite our listeners and audience as well to think about this and put it in the comments what we should discuss or dive into.
Yep.
To make this thing.
And also what the effect of these milestones will have on our personal life, because that's
Yes.
something that we discussed today.
Yep.
That we would like to discuss more.
Yeah. Thanks.
If our
Thanks, guys,
listeners, like
because I've learned some new things as well. I enjoyed myself quite a lot.
Thank you.
today.
Thank you.
Until the next.